Select your port. Edit port.
Yeah.
So which tracks are you going to show us then?
I just had people submit a bunch to me, and I'm gonna just play them now. There's a few really difficult ones, and some just like normal.
I would just be a troll and just make like a fire food level with all ice. I guess that makes sense.
I mean, we could make that. I mean, if we have to wait for the setup anyway, let's just quickly
Select your mode.
make a fire field level with all ice. I'm pretty sure they do allow that. And I guess they can still watch, so you get to see what the track editor is actually like. So, just gonna start piece, of course. Let's have a look. Where's the ice? There's so many different pieces. There's some ice. Any more? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna need some. Yeah. We'll get to the evil part later. There we go. So yeah, you can do a really evil thing, and that is putting boosters backwards. And you're gonna see that in a few of the custom tracks. So it's these things right here.
Yeah.
They are pure evil. It's like the cheapest way to make a track difficult. And you can make an awful little turn here. There.
Just make it a full hairpin.
Yeah. Alright, let's go. Oh yeah, sure. What else can we put that's kind of evil? I mean, then we can make you go backwards, but you know. This is an illusion, so you'll just bounce it to the wall and keep going back and forth. Sure. Yeah, you can pick from a bunch of different pieces, and yeah, it's just like, it's mostly flat stuff, and you can't just have a random jump plate. You have to use one of, let's see, these big pieces. So you can't have jump plates all over the place and just, you know, create a F-Zero-X style game where you just do dives all the time. It's kind of a shame. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, you can have some mines as well in the corner. So yeah, it's just like a bunch of preset pieces you can choose from, and it's pretty nice that they added this. It adds a lot of replayability. So yeah, I'm just gonna quickly finish this and then we'll try this out and get to the actual tracks.
Again? Classic.
Yeah, sure, let's put some more boosters. And this is so bad. There we go. Perfect.
It's gonna be so hard.
What's it called?
Vanilla ice.
There we go. The legendary track Vanilla Ice. So yeah, at that point you can either watch the CPU race on it, or you can just go to Time Attack and do it yourself.
Time attack. Select your port. Edit port.
So there's 3 default tracks on here. It's these, one of them being Big Hand. So let's go. Any particular vehicle you want me to use?
This is
Alright. Black Bull, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
If we're going with bad ideas anyway.
Black bull.
Man, this thing is so heavy, it's not fun to control.
Fire.
Go fast and hairpin. And into a backward booster. So then you just have to like get into the railing to get past this. So there is a way around it, it's just kind of painful.
You're making great time. Fire.
Kind of bounce back and forth because the backwards boosters do keep your speed. So if you were going into it at 1920, you just immediately get reversed at the same speed.
Oh wait, there's no refill.
I made it. I made it.
Nice.
It's all good.
Right.
Oh!
Thankfully, it has an A rank body. If it was an E rank, I would be dead.
Congratulations.
You can also save the ghosts, but yeah. Yeah, new world record.
Select your course. Edit course.
So I guess I'll just start with the track that I haven't really played before. Actually no, let's start with something evil. This was submitted by FSF, and he's mostly a GX player, but he's also done some Climax and Maximum Velocity and some other games. So this is a difficult track, but it could be a lot worse.
3,
And yeah, still not great. So being illusion, you don't have any walls. This is all ice. Then it speeds you up, and then it reverses you with those. And you can't just go straight back in reverse. It always puts you at an angle, so you just fly off the side. I'll be happy if I can finish a single lap, just so you can see all of it.
Crazy Bear probably isn't the best choice for this.
It's actually not a terrible choice because it loses speed pretty quickly. So that helps with surviving that part. And went off. So yeah, it's definitely something. I'm not gonna be stuck on this for too long, hopefully. Just kinda wanna... One lap would be good.
2, 1. Fire.
I definitely tried to side attack there, but alright. So I just kinda wanna avoid those boosters if at all possible. And then I can avoid the next ones as well, and then we can actually move on. So I grinded this track for a decent time, and... oh boy, it was an experience. There, nice and slow, like F-Zero is meant to be played. And a bunch of really sharp turns. And jump, which is not too bad. It's really just like the backwards boosters that's really evil. But mines are always bad too. So yeah, that's this track. So he's at a 142 himself with the blue Falcon, so
Select your course.
my run could be better.
Edit course.
I guess we'll start with maybe Wave Troubles, which is also by FSF, and I did a test run with Night Thunder, and
Choose your vehicle.
it's pretty nice. I like to use Night Thunder for these because
Night Thunder.
you don't really know what's coming up, so you can't prepare for the turn, so it's nice to have a bit better steering. Also, people tend to put a lot of boosters in their tracks, and Night Thunder keeps speed a lot better than Crazy Bear does. So ideally you want to go over that. Yeah, it's pretty tight. And then these boosts, I forgot about that. I'm really surprised I survived that. That's actually also pretty evil. Yeah, I don't think you can add the Sandstorm effect to the Sand Ocean tracks. I think that's exclusive to the key break standard levels. Yeah, if you just look at my speedometer, I'm still having some benefit from that speed boost. You can probably do some nice shortcuts here as well. also a pretty long track. Like, you can make some really long tracks with this. You get, I believe, 255 points worth of track pieces that you can put down, and the bigger pieces are worth more points, so you can't put as many. So you can just make a track that's a complete spiral inward. Someone tried to make that by like hacking the codes or something, and it's completely messed up the collision. Like, you could just drive over gaps and walls just didn't exist, or they existed where there wasn't anything. Like, the game didn't know how to handle it, so the 255 point limit is there for a reason. It's really not ready for that. Yeah, I haven't really like learned how to run these, so this is mostly just playing through them casually. Just showing off some of the stuff you can do.
Select your course. Edit course.
Let's see, who made this? I think this was made by either Sammy or Cayenne. I don't remember, but this is... If you look at the time set there, 4 minutes and 15 seconds, that's actually a good time. This is even more difficult than the Kaizo map.
3, 2, 1. Fire.
The boosters right off the bat, and then you're just like, wait, how long is this gonna go? Well, you're stuck. So you just have to get into the railing. It's like a really common gimmick. There. So that drains most of your energy. And then you have to get through this part as well, which is gonna drain more of your energy. And then the jump blades. Why not? Really evil stuff. I don't trust this at all, but at least they were nice enough to put at least one energy pit here. So last time I finished the lap in like 3 minutes, so you would run out of time before you can finish a full run at that pace. When you hit the 5-minute mark, it just decides that, well, you're done, and doesn't allow you to continue. I'm not really sure why they put that limit in. Maybe just for the ghost saving, but I'm not too sure. That's also a good point, yeah.
Shit.
I'm not gonna make it. So let's go for a not as difficult track.
Select your course. Edit course.
Let's see, what else do I have on here? Oh yeah, Warehouse. This is a recreation of GP Legend track, but you can do some really big skips here. Like, it wasn't really designed for Climax, and I'm just going in a circle, because why not? I made some kind of lame tracks. This is Mistflow. I can't see, because that's Mistflow in a nutshell, really. This was made by Phi16.
Crazy bear.
I don't think this is anything too gimmicky, just like, it's Mistflow, that's the gimmick itself, and then
3, 2,
you just
1.
go through it, it's nice and easy. Of course, with ice. So there is a jump plate here, I believe. Yeah. I wasn't too sure about that, I had to quickly look at the minimap. It's been a while since I played this one. Yeah, like, people tend to put at least some kind of shortcut on their map.
2 laps to go. You've got a new booster.
This is another one of those cases where you just like ram into the wall and try to keep boosting, because there's no way you're gonna make it through the ice. Alright, other turn. Oh, mines. Oh, mines. here for a bit. Oh, it's long enough, never mind. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having like a whole map based around having to hit the walls because you're going too fast. This is actually kind of interesting. Like, you have to time your boosts properly so they don't run out in the middle, so you can keep your speed better. Yeah, somehow I got a 128 there some time ago.
Good job.
And we could also try the default ones, like,
Select your
does anyone want to do big hands?
edit port.
Yeah, thought so. Yeah,
F-Zero X, but it's a left hand.
I mean, it kind of depends on how you look at it, but yeah. Yeah, it's like a lot of maps are based around gimmicks, just like a certain shape. Although this one's different. I don't really remember. There was definitely something going on in that straight line.
Night thunder. Three, two, one. Fire.
Oh yeah, got a lot of boosters, so Night Thunder's a really good choice here. Just like go straight and go fast. And then yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. They really trick you like that. I don't remember if I ever string custom tracks. I definitely made a video for it. That might have been that. Somehow I'm picking out all the icy tracks. We'll try Firefield after this. Something a bit different. It is actually possible to keep your speed there by just doing a really good turn. I guess while we're doing custom tracks, I'll also show off some of the other machines, some of the less drifty kind of machines. We've already done Black Bull. It doesn't look much different maybe, but it definitely feels a lot heavier to control.
Select your port. Edit port.
So, or we could go Lightning. So this was made by either KN or Sammy. I got the two mixed up, so I'll have a look at that later. But yeah, it's also a pretty interesting track. Let's see. Oh yeah, one interesting thing about King Meteor at the bottom of the screen. It kind of shows the tip of his machine below his name before it appears. Just a little graphical glitch. As I don't have a preference for a machine. They're all like not too bad. There's also Hyper Death Anchor and
Dragonbird EX as well? Or is that the very top one?
that's the very top one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do Red Bull later.
Gives you wings, right?
Yeah. So I actually really like Dragonbird and Dragonbird EX more so because they have a really strong boost, strong body, just like they handle nicely. They can't really drift much, but at the very least they have good turning radius. And then you can do the skip because otherwise you have to face those backwards facing boosters. Like you're rewarded for finding shortcuts, which I quite like. I believe Dragonbird doesn't maintain speed super well, but it's also not bad. Better than Crazy Bear, at least. So yeah, if we... Well, just kind of wanted to get behind the boosters. It's actually an interesting challenge as well to do tracks backwards. So let's see how it goes for this track.
1, go!
So then you do have all these backwards boosters. And generally you can pretty much finish all the tracks like this because when you put down the jump plate, jump plate piece, it has jump plates on both sides, so you can do it from either side and it'll work. And now it'll be proper boosters, just because of a different angle. So yeah, it's nice to avoid those and then you just jump into the abyss. Alright, let's go for Red Bull next on Firefield Ouch, which is also made by 516.
Choose your vehicle.
There it is. I actually don't really remember how it compares to Black Bull, but I know it's also really heavy, so
Yeah.
it's not gonna turn super well.
Sick hitting commercials.
Yeah.
It would be funny if this was really flying.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That's also pretty standard. Which is fine, like sometimes you just wanna play a normal track and not something super difficult or gimmicky. Yeah, it loses speed so quickly. Like, you don't even notice a second after these boosters. Actually, that's not too bad. But it doesn't hold speed as well as it probably should with that weight.
2 laps to go.
Yeah, you can't really do a shortcut there because you would miss the goal. Actually, pretty clever placement. You just wanna have a jump but don't wanna have people skip half your track. Forgot about the mines. That'd be bad.
A new booster.
No, plenty of refill, that's always nice.
Fire.
Here you can actually make some pretty good drifts if you're using Drifty Machine. So I think it's pretty much designed around that.
Finish! Congratulations!
How does hyper that angle compared to like the regular?
Good job!
It's not too much difference.
Select
Let's
your
see.
course. Edit course.
Oh yeah, there's also a Big Blue Drift Highway. It's pretty
Choose your vehicle.
flat track to begin with, so it makes for a pretty good conversion. Yeah, better body, same boost and worse grip, so it's really not too bad. Yeah, Hyper Soda is definitely something. I'm not sure how he even fits into Death Anchor. He's massive.
3, 2, 1. Fire.
I guess it makes lower grip makes it slightly better.
Yeah, it does. But I'm not sure if it changes any of the hidden stats. There's also like how well it holds speed and how sharp it turns, all that stuff. Yeah, not too bad.
You got a new booster.
Yeah. Anything
That's the problem
below.
with all of these extra machines they added in. It's like,
Yeah.
even like the variations actually kind of useless for like anything competitive, but they are pretty practical in and of themselves. Yeah, because the Red Bull is
Yeah.
really useless. Dragon Bird EX is okay.
Dragon Bird EX I really like. And regular Dragon Bird's also alright. Golden Fox is good for like beginning to drift because it's unlocked right off the bat.
You got a new booster.
Well, I guess we didn't finish. That was right before the end as well.
Select your course. Edit course.
Let's go for Illusion Track. This is one I just kind of put together myself when I was bored. Not really
Choose your vehicle.
based off anything in particular, it's just shapes, and I like symmetry. Turning radio is actually really nice. Oh yeah, yeah, that's also a thing.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I have to do Little Wyvern at some point. But for now, let's do a Soldier Anchor. It's also pretty similar. Like that's the main problem with these 2D games. You can't vary things up too much. And then if you have 39 machines, it's bound to like be pretty similar.
One. Fire.
Oh, right. Mines.
Three.
So what's the time at currently?
One. Fire.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do one more track after this. I'll see which ones I missed. I've had a few more tracks available to me, but you have to enter really long passwords as well to be able to transfer them, and it's really tedious. Like, at least they don't have like similar characters like the one and I and L, but it's still like
You're making
it's just so many characters to enter. Yeah, so it would be nice to be able to just transfer them via a link cable or something, which I think you can do, but yeah, it's kind of hard to do when you're have no one around.
How many characters are the passwords in that?
It depends on how long the track is. Some of them get really long and some are
Select your course.
like,
Edit course.
I think it's at least 8 lines or so.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad
Yeah.
until you like press enter and it says it's wrong. And
Yeah,
you're like,
that's-
where's the
that's-
typo? And you have
that's
to go
the
through
worst
every single
thing.
fucking thing.
I have never told some gold password.
Yeah. Actually, let's go Moon Shadow. Gotta do it.
It's like over 100 lines.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's like, no, I'm done.
Three.
I'll show the passwords for some of these later.
Fire.
Like a really short one and a really long one. Like this will be pretty long. Another thing about these machines that machines that lose a lot of speed while turning, like when you're turning normally it's locked at a certain number. You can't really do sharp turns with those because they'll drop speed like crazy, and acceleration in this game is really slow. Unless you're boosting, but yeah. But turns like that are just killer. And in that case, the boost plates are very useful for getting back up to your top speed. There's an interesting balance between like trying to get the energy and avoiding the dirt. Although there's still plenty of space to fill up.
2 laps to go. You've got a new booster.
It's always weird going back to a machine that turns decently. And there seems to be no correlation between how sharp they turn and how much speed they lose from turning.
Yeah.
So it's just... Some just have unfortunate combinations of like turning really badly and losing speed.
I can't remember in this game. do all the machines have a similar jump stick? Like they all jump at the same height?
I think that depends on the weights. It's mostly the same, but if you take something like Black Hole and compare it to Twin Arena, then there's going to be a small difference.
Yeah. I remember that was one of the things I liked from a lot about GP Legends. So
Yeah.
they set different jumps, different machines, and but it made stuff like Deep Claw 5 machine.
Yeah, that is really cool. Deep Claw in this game isn't too special.
Yeah.
It's pretty light, but it doesn't really jump further, so it just kind of blends in with the rest. Keep expecting a turn.
I'm guessing you'd be more. I'm guessing you'd be more.
Oh yeah, that would be really interesting actually. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'll just show 2 different passwords just to show how long they can be. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
You would have to be on emulator.
Select your mode. Edit.
Yeah.
GBA
Let's see.
emulator is pretty good in general.
Yeah. Okay, so you can either output password or input one, and like if you have something.
Vanilla Ice, let's go.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice. If you want to play Vanilla Ice, you're gonna have to enter this password. So just take a screenshot. So this is one of the shorter ones. This isn't too bad. But if you go for something like straight lines or warehouse, would probably be pretty long too. So if you look at this, then it's this, and then you scroll down and down. It could be worse, but it still takes a solid 15 minutes to enter something like this.
Yeah.
At least they made it separate in user support.
Yeah, that really helps, and just not having zeros and O's and... Well, it does have Q's, that's somewhat similar. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the custom tracks, and yeah, you're free to make them yourself, and there's also a PC app for it that you can use, and it has a few less restrictions, or one thing specifically where you can put a track between jump plates, I think horizontally or vertically, and you can't do that in game, so it's something neat to play around with, and yeah, that's it.
You can keep playing, except this
Yep. Alright, and after that is GP Legend, so I can keep playing even more.